What if difficulty making a decision isn't about not knowing what to do, but about trying to decide while carrying a lot of emotional weight? Some decisions aren't small. They come with history, identity, and consequences. And often the question underneath isn't what should I do? It's should I stay or should I go? Today we're looking at a decision-making framework from acceptance and commitment therapy that's designed for exactly these moments. It's called the 4 options model. Stay or go decisions rarely happen in neutral conditions. They tend to show up when emotions are high, the nervous system is under strain, and relief feels urgent. Under emotional load, the mind often narrows the options down to 2. Stay and keep suffering, or leave and make the feeling stop. Sometimes that leads to staying far longer than feels workable. Other times it can lead to leaving quickly before the decision has really been thought through. Neither response is a flaw. They are understandable attempts to reduce pressure. The Act 4 options model doesn't ask what's the right decision. It asks a more grounding question. Given what can and can't be changed here, what options actually exist? Those options are leave the situation, stay and change what can be changed, stay and accept what can't be changed, and stay and rely on emotional control strategies. All 4 are real, and all 4 are used by humans every day. The difference is how sustainable they are over time. Before unpacking these options, one important clarification. This model assumes a basic level of physical and emotional safety. If a situation involves fear, intimidation, coercion, or harm, particularly in relationships, then safety and support come first. In those cases, decision-making frameworks aren't about optimization. They're about protecting well-being. For these circumstances, I've put some support resources in the description below. So let's explore these 4 options. Option 1, leave. Leaving can be values-aligned and a self-respecting choice. It can also be driven by urgency, the need for immediate relief. Leaving can sometimes happen quickly, especially for those who struggle with impulsive behavior, or when emotional intensity makes leaving feel urgent. The question here isn't, am I allowed to leave? It's, am I leaving towards something meaningful or away from discomfort? This pause isn't about discouraging leaving, it's about helping the decision cost less over time. Option 2, stay and change what can be changed. This option focuses on influence, boundaries, communication, structural changes, small experiments. It asks, what is actually within reach here? This option preserves agency, even when circumstances aren't ideal. Option 3, stay and accept what can't be changed. Acceptance doesn't mean approval or giving up. It means acknowledging reality as it is, and choosing how to respond without constant internal resistance. And keep in mind that options 2 and 3 can be used together. In fact, often real-life situations require both, changing what you can change and accepting what you can't. Acceptance often frees up the energy needed to make change sustainable. Option 4, stay and rely on emotional control strategies. This is about suppressing feelings, avoiding issues, numbing out, or over-rationalizing. And it can work in the short term, but over time, it often leads to exhaustion, resentment, or burnout. It's important to clarify here that this isn't the same as emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is a skill. It's about understanding, working with, and supporting your nervous system. Emotional control, on the other hand, is about forcing yourself to function despite what's happening inside. Option 4 isn't a failure, it just tends to be less sustainable if it's the only strategy used. When emotions are intense, the mind tends to collapse these 4 options into 2. This model re-expands the picture. It slows impulsive exits without trapping people in situations that aren't sustainable. It creates space between feeling and action, which is where values-based decisions live. One last thing. If a decision feels too heavy to hold alone, support can help. In Australia, Lifeline is a free, confidential service where you can talk things through with someone trained to listen. You don't have to be in a crisis, and you don't need to know the answer. Sometimes sharing the weight of the question is enough to create clarity. I've put the details in the description below. Difficulty with making a decision isn't a personal failure. It's often a sign of overload. Frameworks like this don't remove hard choices, but they can make those choices kinder, clearer, and more aligned. If this video helps put language to something you're navigating, liking it really helps this content reach others who are carrying similar questions. And subscribing means more tools like this land in your feed. By the way, if you're feeling overloaded with planning the year ahead, especially after a period of burnout or high emotional load, I've created a free online workshop to plan it in a way that works with capacity, values, and real life while avoiding burnout. You'll find the link in the description. Take what's useful and leave the rest. Thanks for watching.